on the line, while we have a guy on the line, here's a good question.
Okay.
With a good blowjob, are balls necessary to be included? Because there's so many guys that either love it or hate it. I don't find any in between. Either they're super ticklish or it's super, sensitive, and they don't want you to touch them, or they want you to manhandle them. So are balls necessary for a good blowjob?
No, they aren't, because all the nerves are on your dick. So, like, again, if you're playing with the ball, playing with the balls might make a woman feel nastier. The nastier they feel, the more willing they are to do other things that you want them to do. So, it's like coaching. When you're teaching your kids to ride a bike, you're like, all right, well, go ahead. You got it. Well, it's not that patronizing, but positive reinforcement is what it is. Oh, yeah. You coach them. You tell them what you want to do. If it feels good, they say, yes, like that. Just look.
So you're telling me that every guy that's lick his balls has just been doing so to punish me.
Some might like it, but to me, my balls ain't ticklish, and it don't feel better than sucking my dick. So, with me, you're probably wasting your time sucking my balls.
And see, that goes to say that every man is different. That's why you need to communicate, because you could be wasting your time doing something, and it doesn't do anything for him, whereas another man is like, please, I need you to suck my balls, because that is something sensitive to him. Every man is different. You cannot go in giving head the same for every dude. You just can't.
Yeah. But I do appreciate the effort. So if I see you doing it, I'm not going to stop and say, I'm not ready to. Because it's neither yay or nay for me. So if you into it and that's what you get, I'm like, okay, well, fuck it. She's ready to rock. Let's go. And you appreciate that effort, because it's like a good horse, man. You know if you could win a derby with a horse or not. If a horse is ready to go, the horse is ready to go. So you don't stop somebody if it's not hurting you or it's not bothering you. You don't stop somebody in a groove, because that groove is going to transfer later to stuff that you do like. So if you feel like a star, let her be a star.
Well, thank you, caller. I want you to hold on for a second, because we've got other people that are trying to chime in. So hold on. Don't leave us. We're going to come back to you. I'm going to tap into the caller. Let's see. Which one am I going to tap into? 1847, last four, 1847. You're live on the S&M Show with Ava and Lady Steele and Miss Angel.
Hey, what's going on? It's Mr. Haynes. How you guys doing tonight?
Hey, how are you?
Leon.
Yes, I'm here. I'm listening. I'm listening in. I'm definitely. Let me ask y'all a question though. I don't know if y'all touched on this, but how do you guys feel about throat fucking? Is that something
about fucking?
Like throat fucking. Many different ways of calling it, but how do you guys feel about that? Is that okay? Is that out of the question? Is that too much? Is that not enough?
Personally, I like it only because I like the dominant aspect of a guy kind of, I like to know that I'm getting to him to a point where he wants to kind of regain control. That's how I see it. So when he does grab me by the head and kind of like skull fuck me, I enjoy it. However, there is a fine line. There are some guys that get into that mode and they seem to forget that it is your mouth and it's not your pussy, and it can go overboard. And I'm not trying to like have a Roman shower episode, so it depends on who it's happening from. Yeah, I don't mind gagging. I just don't want to throw up.
Okay. All right. And
what about you, Miss Angel?
I love it. I love for him to grab my head and to fuck my face. So I don't have a problem with it. If I was to throw up, I'll throw up and then keep sucking. Nothing stopped me. So it would never be an issue for me at all.
But that's the thing with throwing up. Okay, I'm not going to lie. It's happened to me once, right? And I threw up, right? But I was so embarrassed that I threw up that I found a way to, like, kind of eat that shit back up and continue because I was so embarrassed do that.
But you know what? I teach women in the classes, like, number one, 101 of sucking dick is never say dick on a full stomach. Less chances of throwing up. Because when you gag, gagging will, trigger you to throw up. So if you know you're going to give your man some head, you don't do it like right after a big dinner. That just wouldn't even make sense. You kind of let that food digest a little bit, go to the movies or do some foreplay or take a bath, do something else to give your body a chance to let that food digest, then give him head. But,
honey, it was
at the end of the day, if you do throw up.
Maybe I was just that drunk. I thought it was hours later, but a while had passed by, and I didn't even know I still had food in my stomach.
Right, but the thing is that some people still will throw up because it could depend on your body. Just throw up and then just keep sucking. Even like what the other guy said, the effort is like, wow, she a trooper. Now, if it's that big throw up, chunky, just stinky type of thing, it's pretty much over with. We're going to just do this tomorrow. But it's that kind of throw up that you feel like something, it's fluidy, it comes up. Just spit in the towel and just keep sucking. But I make so much saliva that no one really would know the difference. So.
I'm not talking about bile. Bile is one thing where you might think, I'm talking about, the dinner that he took me to get me in the mood in the first place, like the steak is coming up, there's chunks. He felt the chunks, you know what I'm saying? He felt the chunks and he kept going, and I'm like, well, if he's not stopping, then I'm not stopping. And then it's like, it was one of the dirtiest moments I've ever encounter, but I kept going. So,
right.
I'm pretty sure he appreciated that. And once I got over re-eating my vomit, I guess it was a good experience, but it was just like,
No, I would have spit it out. I'm not going to re-swallow it. That's not going to happen. I would have just spit it out and then just kept going. But you're a good one. You're a trooper.
I mean, whatever. Everybody's been there at some point in time. I know I'm not the only person. Even if nobody wants to admit it, and it's just poor Alex alone. My ex-husband still loves me for a reason. But let me get off of that topic. I have another question coming in from the internet. This lady wants to know, this is a whole different show. She wants to know, I guess, where do your limits lie between the taint and the asshole? When you're giving head, when is it okay to explore? Or blue strictly to the dick? Do they stand more on that or not?
Okay, well, I have a technique called the figure 8, and a lot of people saw that on World Star, where he's basically laying on his stomach, his legs are open, and you're giving him head from the back. Well, I also have a technique called the double 8. The double 8 is when you incorporate the anus. And basically, you're not putting your tongue in, just kind of going around. And it's really kind of a technique where you're manipulating the head, the shaft, the balls, and the rectum all at the same time. So you're giving him multiple feelings in the most vulnerable position.
How many do you have? How are you doing all of this at the same time?
I have 50 different techniques, but the figure 8, you got to think. What you're doing is he's laying down his stomach, his legs are open, and his penis is not erect because this is kind of the foreplay to get him hard. So everything is kind of more compact right there. So you're looking at the head, the shaft, the balls, and the anus right in your face. So you're going to actually just suck, and you're just going to kind of go around the shaft, up around the balls, and then go around the rectum and come back. So it's kind of like you're doing 2 8s, like a double 8, but then you make it an extra loop.
I remember the
double 8
because that's it's on the to put his dick in between his legs. I remember.
But the double 8, you just add in the anus as well. So you're basically doing that right at the beginning. So you're doing all of that at the same time.
You know what? And you just prompted a few more callers, so let's get into this really quick. Let's see. Last 4, 0527. You're now live on the S&M Show.
Hey, Alex.
0527.
Alex and Miss Angel, hello. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. This is Scorpio.
Okay.
Hey, Scorp.
Ain't much. You already know I'm on here. It's my favorite subject, so you know. I got to call it. I just wanted to give some feedback to some of this. I really enjoy the expression that the frenium is the place to cause a man to orgasm. You know, when I'm getting head, that's where the power is. So, you know, you do have to go ahead and do multiple different things. I am with the slurpy, messy head, but I only got into that recently. Only because there were times where people would give porn star head, but it wouldn't feel like anything. So it looked good, but they didn't know what they were doing. What's
head though?
Porn star
why
head
doesn't it feel good?
It doesn't feel good because they don't know where they're not really concentrating on the certain parts of the dick. They're not really putting enough pressure. Like once again, like how it came up that I don't want to hurt the dick or whatever. And you know you gotta put some pressure. You gotta alternate sensations. You really do have to make me feel it.
Change up your manipulations.
Rip somebody's dick off my bare hands, just so you know. So if you ever hear any complaints, it's going to be because of this show. And you know you're out there, the person that I'm going to practice this on. So if I hurt you, it's their fault. It's
not so much that you have to hurt them. It's more of just going for the kill of knowing the body. Like there's 4 sensitive spots on a man's penis. The frenium is number 1. Number 2 is the head. The corona, that's that thin strip of skin underneath the head of his penis, and then the balls. So it's the frenium, head, corona, balls. Men do not have that much feeling in the shaft of their penises. So even when you're jacking, it's not that many nerve in it. So ladies, I want you to think about his shaft is like our libias. When your man is between legs giving you head, and he's just licking the libias, and you hardly feel that at all, and you kind of scrunching your vulva up trying to get him to the head, to your clit, that is how a man feels. It's kind of like if you know the sensitivities, go for it, and then do all your manipulations on them, and then you kind of waste all that time doing extra unnecessary stuff. So, you know, you got to understand anatomy. Anatomy is really the biggest key to giving head, and it'll just make your life much easier. You don't have to do that much work. Sucking head is so much more simpler than we could imagine. Like he was saying, the porn star type of head, where they're doing all this over-the-top stuff, that's for camera. But real life, you ain't got to do all of that. You can make it look that way or appear that way.
I know it's more about trying to mimic some porn star shit in real life, and it never works out the same. Trust me. I've almost killed myself doing a few things. I almost killed myself trying to mimic your video.
Porn, you got to think about it. Porn is not made for you to learn. Porn is just entertainment. Porn is all about visual, and men are visual, but they want to feel the hell what's going on as well. So that's when you got to separate. Okay, you could take what you see on porn, but let's make it real. And that's what I learned when I was first learning how to give head. I was realizing the things the women were doing didn't work for me. It worked for him. So I tweaked it, and I gave the visual part of porn, but I sure in the heck made the feeling go over and beyond. So it's like a lot of porn stars now taking my classes or even my DVDs to take their head game to another level, because they was like, man, Angel is the truth. Not only does it look good, it actually works. And your mouth should never get tired.
Well, one thing I would suggest with women.
Hold on. Really quick, Scorpio, I want you to hold on. I'm going to come right back to you. I have somebody else that wants to kind of chime in. Last 4, 2613. 2613, you're now live on the S&M Show. 2613, last 4 of your phone number, 2613. Okay, well, maybe they were just a bit overzealous, and maybe they came all over themselves already. So, here is what I will ask you, Angel. When you are doing your technique, right? What do you feel is the best position that you're able to catch? Okay, this is something with me, and I know it's probably stupid, but I like a guy that comes strong. And when I say that he comes strong, his consistency, it's not watery, but it's not thick and crazy. It's just the perfect,